Hi, Suicide Squad Kill Justice League is about to come out in a couple days. That's exciting. A lot of people are already playing it. They got it on early access because they paid, buku bucks for it. I didn't. I still look forward to playing it. I think it's going to be interesting. Before playing it, I did want to make a video where I kind of just jump into my thoughts on the game on a conceptual level, not so much on a gameplay one, because I haven't played the game yet. I don't know the story all the way through. So this is more just on the surface level, kind of my thoughts on the game. When the game was announced, I, like a lot of people, didn't really know what to expect. We saw Harley Quinn, we saw Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, King Shark. I'm like, okay, a Suicide Squad game, that's kind of interesting. And then we saw Evil Superman. I know, it's a revolutionary idea. Who would have thought the Man of Steel could ever have an evil version? Oh, right. A lot of people have thought that. So it's interesting to see that that's the direction that a studio like Rocksteady was taking. Up until this point, Rocksteady was responsible for making the Arkham games, the best ones. So a lot of people were really wondering what they were going to do next and if that was going to be a superhero property and a DC superhero property at that. Since the Arkham games came out, very little has been done to scratch that itch in our brains for those good superhero games that Rocksteady made. Insomniac has been coming close with the Spider-Man games, but you know what? Marvel can mind their business. DC fans like me are struggling so hard right now to get good content, good representations of the heroes that we love. So when Rocksteady said that they were making a new game, everybody got excited. Though I think we'd all hoped that Rocksteady's next DC superhero project would be a Superman game. In fact, a lot of the internet was talking about that as if it was a confirmed thing. Or if not a Superman game, then a Justice League game. Because we played as Batman, and they gave us one of the best Batman experiences I think possible, because video games are just special that way. Because then we're able to be the Batman, not just watch the Batman. So to take an experience like that and plug it into the Justice League or to Superman, and you got a done deal. You have people on board ready to go. The only spiritual sequel to Arkham that we've had since Arkham Knight came out was Gotham Knights, a multiplayer looter shooter that left a lot of people feeling disappointed by its narrative as well as its half commitment to the looter shooter and to the cooperative play. So then Rocksteady throws their hat in the ring and they make a multiplayer looter shooter that seems like it's leaving a lot of people wanting. Do you see the disconnect? I think ultimately this boils down to a few key differences, but also similarities between Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights' gameplay feels rigid, the movement is boring, and moving through that Gotham just is not a fun time. Whereas Rocksteady's Suicide Squad game looks super fun. All the different movement abilities and characterization in the character and how they all feel and play differently, that looks incredible, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Seriously, it looks like so much fun. But then they both chose to be looter shooter games, which kind of are somehow raising in frequency but lowering in popularity all at the same time. People love the Arkham games because they were narrative focused games. They told a story about being Batman that immersed you in even more because you're solving a problem that Batman solves. Whereas a looter shooter, you're running around generic arenas shooting generic bad guys while there's no feeling of there actually being a world. From what I've seen, Metropolis and Suicide Squad is an empty, soulless map full of bad guys. It's not a lived-in world. Even in a game like Arkham City or Arkham Knight, where they're deserted sections of Gotham, they still felt lived in. They felt like people would be there on a normal day. And from what I've seen of Suicide Squad, it just doesn't hit that same feeling. Now, even if they chose to do a narrative-focused game, to choose to do it around the Suicide Squad, and specifically around the Suicide Squad with the mission of killing the Justice League. Did you ask for this? I didn't ask for this, so did you ask for this? I find it so confusing that this is the direction that Rocksteady decided to go, because I feel like we as a community have been shouting pretty much in unison since Arkham Knight came out, give us a Superman game, give us a Justice League game, or at the very least, give us some answers as to what happened at the end of Arkham Knight. Because I have watched that end credit scene I don't know how many times, and I still don't understand it. It's very confusing. Is Batman using fear toxin? That doesn't seem like him. I digress. To get any kind of follow-up to the Arkham games makes me happy. But to see that following the events of Arkham Knight, a identity-revealed Batman joins a Justice League sounds like an amazing game. That sounds like an awesome game. I want to play that game. And then, not only that, but then that Justice League builds the Hall of Justice, and they erect these large statues, these museums, these exhibits for children to walk through and learn about their heroes. That's all I've been wanting to see from DC for years, is that Justice League represented outside of animation and outside of the comic books. Because what it says is that Rocksteady developed their world to where Batman joins the Justice League, and then we get the golden age of DC Comics represented in this game world. But then what Rocksteady did was they took that game world and they jumped over it. So that now we're past the golden age. The apocalypse has happened. It's up to Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark to stop it, while killing mind-controlled Justice League members on the way. On one hand, you've skipped the part that made this world recognizable to me, because I only saw Gotham when it was at its worst in the Arkham games. I don't know this universe outside of that. I would like to. It looks awesome, but you're now showing it to me when it's being decimated by an alien invasion that makes the world look like it's already been lost. I don't know what they're fighting for. I'm sure I'll learn when I play the game. But I have no investment in your world because it doesn't feel familiar to me. That said, it is still DC. It is still Metropolis. I do still have an understanding of that world on a base level. So there is investment there. But just to take the concept of an Arkhamverse Justice League and invert it so that I have to kill them, it just makes me sad, honestly. Like, it makes me sad because I know what Rocksteady is capable of. I know what they can do, and I'm sure this game is good at what it's trying to do. I just wish it had tried to do something different. Those are just my thoughts. If you have thoughts of your own, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you think, if I'm right, if I'm wrong, if you're looking forward to the game, if you're not going to touch it. Either way, let me know. I love to see it. Keep an eye out for my next one. I'm going to be playing the game when it comes out, and hopefully jumping into it and seeing how that goes. So keep an eye out for that. And, subscribe. Wouldn't it be totally crazy if you subscribe? I mean, what's the harm? Get on over here, man. Get on over. We got all kinds of stuff. We got games. We got games. What do we have? We could have a pizza party. Okay, we can't have a pizza party. It's not fiscally responsible right now, but you should still subscribe. It's a good time. I'll see you in the next one.